Alright guys, this is a bit of a conflicted kind of video. I'm going to try to give you some little more information on the Comma AI and try to explain to you why I sent it back. Probably not for the reason that I think a lot of you might think. And why overall I can't recommend it, but not necessarily because it's a bad product. So we're going to start I don't know how much video I'm going to put in here or if I'm going to put anything extra in here. This may just be a talky, boring kind of video, but it's pretty important for some of you people who are on the fence so you understand things and how to best deal with Comma. When you get the item, you get it in a nice black box. It's well padded. I was rather surprised they shipped it without having an outer box, but you know, if it costs less money and it ships safely, it got to me safely. The unit looked very nice. It's basically a cell phone in a custom printed case. Has a fan in the back to keep it cool because it's doing a lot of processing, so it heats up. And you will hear that fan at times, especially if you have if it's quiet in your cabin. Underneath everything, there was a little pamphlet on top that said "Welcome to the Fleet" and a little Comma sticker, which I promptly lost. I didn't ship that back, but they didn't give me any crap about it. Thank you for that, at least. On the bottom was your harness, two hangers to hang it onto your car so you can switch different spots, or maybe two different cars, I guess, if you can afford two different harnesses. Also came two cables. One was like the USB-C type cable, and the other one was that telephone-like cable with the connector for the ODB2 port to hook up the unit. As you can see, the installation was pretty easy. Not all that hard. Basically whatever a fat whale like me take climbing around the car. It's not all that hard to install. Now, when you turn on the unit, and there are other better places to look up on how to install the software. This is based on memory, so it'll ask you whether you want to do custom software or install the dash cam software. You want to do custom software. You can look online on how to do that because the information isn't very basic on how to do it. It's not hard. You just have to find the information. Another bit of problem with this thing. But you basically just, I think it's like comma.ai/OpenPilot or something like that. I don't know. Either way, that'll load the OpenPilot software into it. You also want to download an app so you can try their Comma system, where you can basically send your video and so forth to their servers, and they'll save the video for like up to a year. You get 3 months free on this, and you'll have a little app. And basically, as you install the software and it's all done, it'll put up one of those little square things that have all the things. It's what's taking over UPC codes. And here's where the fun starts. You can hold up your phone, and you'll have to move your phone a million times trying to scan it in the app. And even though your phone will say it scans, it won't scan. It will go through eventually, but it's a bitch. And it's the first step it's the first start of some of the cracks in this system. Now, I mean, that's just a bug. They can work it out. I'm sure it'll get fixed in time. But so you understand, that's one of the fun parts. You put in your credit card and all that kind of thing. Once it scans in and finally gets in, you put in your credit card. And then 3 months later, they'll start charging you like $25 a month to hold your videos, and you get developer information. I don't know. It's way beyond me. I was going to join. I'm a whale. I'll join all that stuff. I like that kind of stuff. Another stupid thing about it that really annoyed the hell out of me on this unit is that even though I had joined and signed up, it still said on the screen the whole time in the bottom corner when you're running it, until you go to your main screen where you're driving, it would still say, ask you if you wanted to join, as if I hadn't. And they said that would go away. It never did. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I think that's just buggy aspects of the software. Again, things that I'm sure will get fixed, and they're kind of minor, but it makes it a little bit more difficult for non-pros or average people to use this unit. It also tells you that you're in some weird... Basically, and I was trying to find out what this means, it doesn't tell you you're in the city of Lewiston. It tells you based on... I don't know if they're like GPS spots or whatever, but they're named differently from what you would expect. So don't expect it to say the name of your city, that you're in Chicago, that you're in Lewiston, you're in Auburn, all that. Don't expect it to say that. It's going to say a different thing, like a different city or whatever. It's not city. It's like waypoints or something. I don't understand it. I don't care. But nobody answered that question directly to me. And that was another problem that I ran into, which was very interesting. So these are all nitpicky horseshit kind of stuff. All stuff that can be fixed in software updates and all that. Here's the big problem I did have at the very beginning. The damn screen was very dim in my car. Very dim. Now, in the video, it doesn't look like it, but the video enhances it quite a bit. It was very dim. And it was very susceptible to the way the sunlight hit it. I don't know if this has to do with sitting on my inside. I know I'm not the only one who complained about this. Somebody else did complain about it. I had sent a letter to them, telling them about the issue, and their response was rather interesting. There are two little holes on the side of the unit, and one hole lets the light in to set the brightness, and the other hole is the camera to watch your face to make sure you're watching or looking straight forward. And I thought cutting a little bit of the plastic away from that would help. And since they said it hasn't happened to a lot of other people and all that, I mean, they never even really answered me much on that. Some people commented it on the server, but not many people answered that. So it's something they finally acknowledge as something that they'll probably work on at some point. I don't know when it's going to happen or if it's going to be fixed. I think part of it, there is a way to get into the settings of the Android phone and set up the brightness, but the software built into the unit will override that anyway. And I think I understand why. You have a fan on that unit, and that fan is meant to cool the phone down because it's doing a lot of computations and so forth, so it heats up quite a bit. And I think they prefer the backlight stay as dim as possible so you can view it, but just dim as possible because all that backlight heat can just heat up the unit even more, and you might end up with overheating problems. I don't know. I think it's basically designed to be more on the dim side rather than the bright side. Just part of the aspect of this particular kind of technology and the way it's designed right now. So that's something to keep in mind. If you put it on the inside or whatever, it depends on your car. It's going to be a bit on the dim side, in my opinion. And it was actually got to a point where we couldn't see it at all. And then, I mentioned that, and the fans said, well, what do you need to look at it for anyway? We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that because that's a big part of the problem of the comma system more than anything else than the product. So those are basically the things that were involved. Installing is not hard. It actually works reasonably well. It's a nice little product. It's very expensive. Now, it's just a cell phone. I don't know how much you pay for the cell phones. $200, $300. I don't know. Not overly pricey, but it's a reasonable cell phone. And they have a 3D printed case with a little fan. They put it together, and they sell it for $1,000 plus $200 for the other part that has to hook it up into your system, into your car. I forgot the word because that's the aphasia going, but I will put it in there. The harness. There we go. The harness. So it's a $1,200 proposition. Now here's where you get my honest opinion, even though I am very bitter about this product and the way things went with this product, and I will tell you afterwards the big problem with Comma. Personally, if you have the money and you do a lot of expressway driving, and this is specifically on the Honda, I can't speak for some of these other cars, but specifically expressway driving, and you do a tremendous amount of it. I'm talking 2-3 hours expressway driving every day, and it's tiring for you, this can help you. It can help you. And I tried to spare you guys from my shit hair today, so it can spare you a lot of quiet, exhaustion in driving. It literally will steer most of the time without any serious problems. It's very nice technology. The OpenPilot software, it works. It does work. The product is nice. It's an attractive product. It seems well built. It's not garbage. It's not bad. It is expensive. It's very expensive. And the founder, I think his name is George. I'm going to look that up. I'm probably going to mess it up. Said he wants to make money. Fine. I can deal with that. So in that aspect, is it worth it? Yes. With a very, very big caveat. If you are not very tech savvy, computer savvy, and maybe even engineering savvy, then I don't think it's worth getting involved with any of the comma stuff yet. Not until they make a decision on exactly how this company is going to be. Now we're going to get into the real crux of why, when I got this, I was so excited. I'm a tech junkie. I was so excited. I put it on, yeah, it had its issue, but it was still cool. I loved it. It's so awesome. And then I dealt with the community. Then I dealt with comma. And the way I felt when I sent this back for my refund, as if a huge weight was lifted off of me. Anxiety, all the anxiety went out of me. I got so anxious dealing with this that it was beyond belief. And that's how bad my personal experience with this was. Before I get into it, I'm going to tell you right now, comma support was always 100% professional, friendly. They never were nasty or anything. They weren't very helpful at times, though, and I can tell you that. They did answer some questions, but they ignored a lot of questions, too. Not the least of which were some of my rantings I sent that I just can't believe the way people are treating people here on this community. But that's the first thing I want to know. Comma was professional, so I don't want you to think that you send in letters to comma tech support and they say, oh, what are you, stupid? No, they're not like that. They were very professional. Like I said, I try to be as honest as possible. The people on the Discord server, and that's the number one problem with comma AI is Discord. There were some good people there too. One of them was named Eric. He was generally pretty friendly and answered some questions. And there were other ones. I just don't want to mention them because I don't want them to get any attitude because I don't want to cause any more troubles on that aspect. But there were some nice people. So all of that out of the side, the number one problem with comma AI is the fact that it's a dev kit and not a consumer product. And it's specifically listed as a dev kit. And I got into an argument with a certain individual on this, and I told him, well, it's more like a programming thing if it can't be hooked up. And he argued that, well, you could hook it right up and just use it. So it's a consumer product in that aspect. And we're both right. He's correct. In many cases, you can hook it up and just run it. But if you have problems, God help you. God help you if you have any serious problems or if it doesn't work well with your car. You're screwed. You are really screwed unless A, you're a nerd and a geek. A serious one. B, you know how to use computers well. Or C, you're an engineer. Now, the biggest problem with with the Honda is torque. And there are ways to fix the torque on some of the cars. But you got to get into the good graces of certain individuals on the Discord community, and they will show you how to do it. Maybe. Not if you don't understand something or don't understand what's going on or you don't understand what SSH is. They said, well, you need SSH into the pro. Nobody tells you anything. Nobody tells you anything, and that's a big problem. And while, all right, you have to have a thick skin on the internet. Discord, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Twitter and the blue check marks. People who think they're better than you and treat you like you're under their foot. Awful treatment. I even typed down that I thought I was being treated awfully, and comma deleted it. That also annoyed me, but whatever. Maybe that's not the right form to it. I sent it to them, but they didn't comment on it then either. Did they care? I don't know. I can't honestly say. They may be laughing back there thinking what an idiot this guy is. They might be saying, oh, maybe we need to look into this. Or maybe they just doesn't mean anything to them because they're all engineers and geeks themselves, probably. So it's a developer kit. It is not a consumer product, which means they're limited in what kind of help they're going to give you. There's a lot of information on, there's even a wiki out there you can read up on, but it's not laid out well for newbies. For normal consumer has some basic computer knowledge and can read stuff and follow, it's not written in a way that's easy for new people to understand how to deal with these problems. Now, I can understand that Comma has his own page on Discord, their own server there on Discord, that you go to, and there are a lot of engineers there, and I can understand these people. These people are smart people usually. They're very smart. They're smart people. but they're faceless and they're hidden behind computers. And they've probably been asked the same questions 1,000 times. They're probably sick and freaking tired of it. I understand all that. But most people don't answer anything. They wouldn't even give me a link. One person finally gave me a link to somewhere to look at something. And most of the stuff was talking about how you had to hook up, in order to SSH, you had to hook up with Linux or Mac. I have a PC. You have to do your own damn research to learn anything. And God help you if you go in there and you ask any newbie question, you're immediately put down in the level of the lowest rung of dung beetle shit that ever existed. I'm sorry, this is going to get nasty because I'm very pissed about this. And this really screwed you badly, comma, because, and I'm saying this to the comma people, and you particularly, George, because I'm what's known in the software industry as a whale. I don't do it for that. Aside from the fact that I'm a fat pig, that I am too. But a whale. I would have bought the comma 3, the comma 4. I would have bought all the extra stuff. Anything, I would have loved it. I love this tech. I love it. I love learning this shit and watching it. But you blew it because, and anyone ask me about comma, it's always going to be saying, pretty cool product, stay away from them for now. They're not ready. They're not ready to deal with regular people. Only with geeks and nerds. But that's only working on the assumption it doesn't work completely the way you want it the first time. I'm sorry, I'm getting in a rant, but this is what the problem is with comma. And I'm going to tell you how there are ways to fix this. You want to stay a dev kit? You want to list your company as a dev kit? Well, let me give you a simple example. I wrote to Comma AI about the brightness problem. I have all the emails saved. I can read them later, but I just don't need to go into the basic gist of it. Was they sent me, one of them was nice, and it was very nice of them. They sent me the code of where the lighting of the system is set. Code? What the fuck? And I thanked them, but I told them I'm not a geek. I don't know how to program. What the hell? So you got a unit that's too dim to see, and the people who respond on there when you complain about anything, they act like the Apple fanatics. And dudes, I don't care if you have a MacBook, you have an Apple iPhone, you love it, it's great. I'm not talking about those kind. I'm talking about the zealots. I used to be an Apple zealot a long time ago. Thank God I got better. The zealots, the nutcases that basically run interference, the fanboys. You say something bad, immediately you're a piece of shit. Well, they don't say it that way, but you can hear it in their tones and the way they say it. And that's not comma. It's the community. And the problem with the community is that they are representing Comma AI company. I don't care what comma says. This is the main place where you go to talk. And these assholes, and I'm sorry, yeah, I am angry. These assholes, and a lot of them are, and I'm telling you, they're nice people. Most of them don't say anything. They don't even answer. But these assholes are representing your company. You have a bunch of idiots representing your company. Now, I'm going to get a lot of crap for this. I know it. I'm sorry I got angry. I love this kind of product. I'm the kind of person who would buy this product. And yet I couldn't get decent help or being treated nicely by anybody. Very few people. One person finally did. I started doing it for people. I gave instructions. I said, hey, don't look like a newbie or you're fucked. Yeah, I'm mad. Learn what SSH is. I had to learn that all on my own. Nobody even had the decency to tell me that there's something in there called developer mode. I mean, it's easy to get to. You press it, develop, but I didn't touch it because this is a $1,000 piece of equipment. I'm not going to press something that says developer and fuck it up. Nobody told me to do that, and you have to turn it on to make SSH work. Nobody tells you anything. Yeah, it's hidden in the wiki. You have to read through these wikis, but they're written for nerds. They're not written for regular people. Boy, this is what I really wanted to do. I really wanted to get this off my chest. Because Comma, you ruined this whole experience for me. And it's not 100%, well, it is 100% Comma's fault. They're not in control of these people. But this page represents your company. Your company is represented on that page, whether you like it or not. So you have a few choices to make. And I'm saying this right here to George. First of all, George, you're selling it when you're talking about it on the internet and all that. You're selling it like a consumer product. For some people, it is. But overall, it's still a dev kit. And I'm sure there's some legal reasons because he can't technically be selling self-driving stuff. I think it's something about the software and all that. I know California wouldn't let him. It's some ridiculous crap like that. So maybe he has to continuously call himself a dev kit. But don't sell it like it's a consumer product. Unless you're going to do a few things. Number 1, 2 Discord servers. One for the engineers and one for the newbies. New people have to go somewhere and then either hire someone or hire a couple of people to go on there and answer people's questions easily like they're morons, like me. I'm the moron. And I'm not totally dumb. I'm just kind of out to lunch. My brain's just kind of gone to mush. It just doesn't work right. I actually have a physical problem. Hell, I had an issue with one person who was going to try to help me with the problem with the Honda. And I tried to explain to him the reason I'm slow responding on these things is because I've never used a laptop before. I don't know what all these terms mean. You have to explain them or just go slowly. And he treats me like I'm some kind of low-life piece of shit. Because I don't understand everything right off the bat. And to make matters worse, when I go and I do all research and try to learn as much as I can, I go back and I try to talk to him again and say, hey, can we try it again? And I'm willing to pay this man to help me. It's not like it's free. I'll help. I'll pay. He like shadow bans me from his page. So I think I'm there, kind of like when you're on Twitter and you think the stuff you're putting in there is actually there. But he shadow banned you. You can't even talk to the person. That's what kind of piece of shit some of these people are. And this is why I hate Comma. And this is why it was a terrible experience. That one person was not on the Comma page, so I'm not gonna hold Comma for that one. But the people on their page, now they do watch it, probably that's why they deleted my thing. I don't know, I don't remember what I said. I don't think it was mean, but I was saying I was really upset with the way I was being treated. And they deleted the damn thing. Again, it may not have been the right form. So, George, this is what you need to do. You need to have 2 comments. One for the newbies and one for the regular people. So the newbies can learn where the stuff is. You also need to have someone write a proper wiki or a proper frequently asked questions or a proper little area. Now, there's a program that teaches you how to SSH. That's another thing. My Comma AI, for some reason, while I was working on it here, my Comma AI, what it was doing, it was saying it couldn't find date because it didn't have connection to the internet, yet it did have connection. The connection was working fine. So I told them about that. And you know what they said? They said you need to SSH into the program, into the unit, and see if it's showing the time correctly there. What the fuck is SSH? And how do you do it? I had to go do damn research to learn this shit. And it was easy too. All they had to do was a very simple thing. Hey, here's a program. There's a program that tells you how to do it. Stuff. You have a guy who made something called Workbench. I have somebody that told me from the very beginning about Workbench. And about going to a site written by a guy, his name is JFRUX. Medium.com /@JFRUX. I'll put it up here on the screen. You go there, and that's how Commas should be putting things out for people. If somebody had at least aimed me in that direction, I wouldn't have been made a total ass of myself. And then somebody could have told me how to do stuff. And then I could have shown up on the Discord server and not been treated like total crap. So George, why don't you hire this guy? Use his pages, aim your pages at him so people will know what to do, and then have a second Discord so average people don't get treated like dog shit by these fucking engineers and computer geeks who are hiding behind their computers and don't give a shit about other people. I'm one of the few people out there who are generally careful about the way I talk to most people on the internet because I give a crap about human beings. I don't know why. But I can tell you right now. Apparently you've lost a customer. And you're going to lose more. Because the word of mouth I'm going to pass on about that. But I'll always be honest. I'm not going to say, oh, it's a piece of garbage, don't even get near it, and a lot of these people only look. No, it's a nice product. I like it. It's a little too pricey, but I like it. But I can't recommend it. How can I recommend this? So, George, stop selling it as a fucking consumer product unless you're going to actually treat it like a consumer product. Make a proper, easy-to-read section for newbies. Don't send the average user to your regular Discord server. Make a second Discord server, comma, AI, new user, where people could talk about this and where you have competent, easygoing people who can aim people at the right areas to read. If somebody had aimed me over here, medium.com, at JFrux, my life would have been 1,000 times better. But no, nobody even nobody even was willing to tell me this stuff. Not a single person. Unbelievable. And they're making a profit. So do they give a shit what I say? Probably not. Maybe they do. You want to take the next step? Fine. But as far as I'm concerned, comma AI, you don't know how to do business. You may be able to make money, but you certainly don't know how to deal with your customers, especially not an average customer. This is how angry you made me. This is how bad the experience was with this thing, and the way I felt, and the way I was treated. They told me I might have to reinstall the software. He told me, and he sent me to a web page. This is comma AI support. They gave me links, instructions. Good. That's a nice first step. I do the instructions. It's not working right. Well, I try some. There, I figured it out. I didn't load enough of the software in there like I was supposed to. Fine. I connect my unit up. Whatever. I load it in the recovery mode or whatever it told me, so I can reinstall all the software. It gives me a whole list of stuff. That wasn't in the instructions. Which one do I choose? How do I make sure it connects? How do the program on here is not connecting with it. What do I do next? If it was a $150 item, I might try something and maybe brick it. But it's a $1,000 piece of equipment. I can't sit there and just guess things and hope to God I don't brick it and I'm out $1,000. Because you guys won't write instructions. And when I sent that to them and told them, your people, when I sent that in and told them it's not working, I got these steps and all that, nobody answered. They just answered another part of the questions and other stuff in my email, but not that question. What the fuck? All right. I think all you people who have actually got the time and willing to listen to me bitch and moan about this, I think you understand. I watched you, George, a couple of times on the video, and I thought you were very interesting. I understand engineers, computer geeks, they're very smart people usually, but they're like idiot savants. I don't think they know how to deal with people most of the time. They sure know how to deal with computers. They know all the nomenclature and the words, but they don't fucking tell you anything. This is how I felt dealing with the people, with your support and with the people on your Discord server and this product. I will always remember this product as something that made me sick, physically ill, and emotionally ill. Drive me nuts. I don't appreciate it, George. Do I think anything has changed? I don't know. You're making money. What the fuck do you care? I really don't know. I don't know what kind of person you really are. I don't know if this is a big laugh. You guys are going to sit there and laugh about it. That's fine, too. Hey, I'm a funny person. I'm fat. I'm ugly. I'm Jewish. That's right there for me, right? Whatever. I like to make fun of myself. That's just the way it is. I'm not a perfect person. But your community, and this is not all of them, but overall the community sucks. Keep your new people away from the fucking engineers. Keep them away. Make proper pages like what Medium.com, or aim people to Medium.com at FRUX. Aim them there. Answer the damn questions. Don't fucking sit there and just expect them to go do 20 hours of research to learn this shit. That's bullshit. Well, I'm sorry. You guys had to hear this. But this is the problem with comma AI. Do they give a shit? I don't know. I don't know. They refunded my money, I think. I have to check my credit card. They said they refunded my money. They answered, they were professional and thing, but they never did anything above and beyond that, and they never fully answered questions. I don't know. Maybe you got 2 people answering for 500 people. I don't know. But George, if you actually see this thing, and I'm pretty sure you never will, you need to do something about this. Or go ahead, make your money, but I don't see how you're going to grow much larger than that. Because you got a whale tech junkie here who would have purchased all your shit over and over and over again, hostile. And only hostile because you really upset me. This was a terrible, terrible experience. One of the worst experiences I have ever had, except one with you trying to buy a car. One place guy treated me like total shit, like I was fucking bothering him. All I wanted to do was see something on the car. Whatever. I'm getting way out of hand. All right, you got 30 minutes of horse shit to listen to this thing. That's the problem with Kama. That's the fucking problem with Kama. I'm sorry for the language. I'm sure you send your kids out, whatever. This is not a kids channel. This is Verdier. That's my final review on the Kama 2. Capable product. Flawed, but capable of being fixed on the inside if you blow the right person and you don't piss them off. But not worth it. If you have a problem, or unless you're a real good geek and know how to deal with shit like this, not worth it. Not worth it. Not until George and Kama AI get their head out of their asses and learn how to deal with a normal person, not a fucking engineer. That's Verdier out. I'm done.